My name is Denise Coogan, and I'm Manager of Safety and Environmental Compliance for Subaru of Indiana Automotive. Subaru's always been a very environmentally conscious company, but in about 2002, they challenged us to become zero landfill before 2006. I remember back in the early 90s reading about zero landfill, and I would read that and I think, that's just impossible. We had already said yes, so we just started down that path. How do you get from the one small environmental team and this one directive to 3,700 people that are in this facility and 3.8 million square feet and 832 acres? How do you do that? And our associates understand their process so intimately. They have such an intimate knowledge of what they're doing. So we went to them and we asked them, okay, in your process, what would you do to reduce some of this waste? We've also expanded this out to our suppliers, so it's just such a wonderful synergy. And we didn't really know where to start, so we thought, well, we'll dumpster dive. So we'll just take all of the containers that we have around the plant and we'll turn them over. Between shifts we go through and we just turn them back over and we put everything in piles. It was about looking at our process very keenly and really giving it a laser look at what we were doing. And then we made a list, starting with the largest amount down to the smallest.
We had to go looking for where that would come from. And of course, steel being our largest commodity here, we did find one point of where we thought we could improve, and that was in the outer edges of the blanks.
And so then we went out and connected with people outside. We used Heritage Interactive Services. But then we got to our cardboard.
So when they approached us, we were very, very interested from just the innovation and the different way that they were planning to think about how we were even going to implement a program like that, since it wasn't even done anywhere in the United States at that point.
And then from there we went to little things like, you're welding the card. As the day goes on, that copper tip becomes blunt and dull. So the gentlemen in the body shop got together and they developed, it's like a big pencil sharpener, and then it can be reused over and over until it gets too little. We've gone from buying several thousand copper tips a month to buying a few hundred a month. Well, here we have all this styrofoam. It's like shipping air when you ship it back to the recycler, but it's so light that any money that you can possibly get back from recycling that styrofoam goes for the transportation of it.
This is one of the styrofoam containers that we use online. This particular one houses the spark plugs that goes into our engine. We have a system with a label that goes on the styrofoam only. This shows how many trips it's made to Japan and back. So we just kept crisscrossing until we get up to 20 uses before we run out of room on the sticker, and we're just going to put a new sticker over it if it's still in good shape.
We had to have a very accurate way to measure what we were generating, what we were throwing away. Now we can generate a report every month for our managers that say, you're responsible for this set of XY locations, this is your section, and these XY locations have had waste generated at them, and here's what they were generated. As we got closer and closer to zero landfill, and we could see it developing, and now we're looking at, wow, this is a reality, this could really, I think we're getting close, it was getting very exciting. We have a small percentage of waste that we send to Energy from Waste facility. Our paper towels from the restrooms and our cafeteria waste, our lunch waste, things like that. And we thought, well, we could compost this, and we give it to our associates to use for their gardens. There's just a few things that you just can't recycle. We send that to Covanta Energy Services in Indianapolis, and they'll take it and they will burn it in their boilers, generate steam that turns the turbines that powers downtown Indianapolis. And it's not just our waste, of course, we don't generate that much, but waste is a material that hasn't found its use yet. So you just have to find a use for it. It was on May 4th, 2004, and Becky at the time was working in environmental, and she was getting the paperwork together, and I was sitting at my desk, and she says, hey, this is going to be the last time we have to do this. We're going to be zero landfill after today. And it was like, hey, yeah, we are, aren't we? Cool. It was a big moment. And we thought, well, is it for real? Did we really do it? Is it really real? And then every week would tick by, and we were still there. And it was like, this is for real, you know. And then we felt a little more comfortable going to my manager's boss, Tom Easterday, and saying, we did it. So we take into account all the cost of the program, and there are many costs that go into that. And the bean counters, you know, have every nickel counted for, so we know the cost of the program. Over the last 5 years, we've enjoyed a $10 million benefit over the cost of our program. So when people say it costs too much to be environmentally friendly, but we say, no, it costs too much not to be environmentally friendly, because waste is money. And when you're bringing in waste, you're having to pay for that to bring it in, you're paying to have it handled while it's here, and then you're paying to have it thrown away. You can't get a real high from this because it's fun, but it is actually true. We really are zero landfill. Nothing goes to a landfill. On Monday mornings, I put more trash on my curb on Monday mornings to go to a landfill than this 3.8 million square foot facility does and has since May 4th of 2004.